go ahead. Dig a hole. Go on, bury yourself. Try to eat up till the kill plate. Bad for your health. And that was way back when. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we played the restaurant joint. One of our followers, Mo Sauce, he's in the building.
Mo Sauce in here?
Mo Sauce is in the building. Mo Sauce was in the chat one night, and we were playing like Fire Freestyle. We said Fire Freestyles only. That was the name of the stream. He said, play that Navelle Hice.
Right.
Mo Sauce, he just came back in. He got kicked out. Mo Sauce said, play that Navelle Hice on Sway in the morning.
There he is. What's up now, Mo?
We like, who is, we was like, we'll play it. We didn't know your name. We said, we'll play it.
But if it's whack.
But if it's whack, you know we're not going to listen to the whole, you know what I'm saying? So, when he put it on, you're speaking and Sway is speaking, and we looking like, that looked just like Young Chief.
The one we had just watched.
The one we had just watched the night before. Literally the night before. So we asked Mo Sauce. We said, Mo Sauce, is that Young Chief? He was like, I don't know Young Chief. He said, I don't know. I said, I'll tell you what. So we stopped the video. You hadn't started spitting yet on Sway. We stopped the video. We went back to the restaurant's video. We was like, Mo Sauce, tell us if this is the same guy. Because I said, if this is the same guy, I'm going to fall off of this couch. Mm-hmm. So you start spitting on the Chester joint. We should play that later. You start spitting on the restaurants. Mo Sauce was like, his flow is kind of the same. Like, that might be him. And we like, I think we still didn't know. I'm like, it was too perfect for it to really be you. So I'm like, that can't be him. That can't be him. So we go back to the Sway joint. Like, yo, that's definitely him. Mm-hmm. And we started spazzing out, freaking out. So then we're like, damn, I wish we could interview him. Navelle, I cried during that freestyle.
She lost some tears.
For real.
That's a fact.
I literally felt
the Sway in the morning dip.
Yes, I felt the spirit. Mm-hmm. When you said it's music for the soul, and this is no cap, I'm not just saying this because you hear it. The people in the chat that have heard me say this will verify this. I said, when you spit, I love bars. I've always loved bars.
RCV, I see you.
We've always loved bars. But I said, that particular freestyle on Sway in the morning, when you spit, I never felt the way that I felt listening to my mother-in-law abhors hip hop.
They in Twin Oaks, right down the street from y'all. Well, right down the street from where y'all was at.
Yeah. My mother-in-law was in Caffeine one day when we played that, because we played it multiple times at this point. My mother-in-law even was throwing props and throwing flames, and she loved your freestyle.
We're gonna get it popping for you, Big Ralph. They asking where can they hear it. We're gonna get it popping for you.
What you're doing and your face being from where you're from is just a testament of God's grace and what happens. And the fact that we're sitting here now speaking, like, I never thought that this would happen, but we said that night we want to interview him. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We just said that randomly. Like, it would be such a wonderful thing. Like, everybody needs to know about him because he is hip hop. He is what hip hop used to be. We're always on this channel. We're always digging in the crates because we don't really like what's out now. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But you give us, you're the hope man for so many reasons. Hope for the game, hope for Chester, hope for young black boys, hope for young black women. There's so many things that you embody by having that name, Hope Man. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And in your bars, you said, show them what Christ is. Your family, you're doing that.
And we appreciate it, man. And speaking of the family,
that's sorry being so long-winded, but I had to say all that.
That's we need to hear it.
Yeah, that I definitely needed that. Can y'all see me? Cause I know it's raining real bad over here in Georgia, so the internet tripping. I don't know if y'all could see us.
We can see you. Y'all. We can see you y'all good. How y'all doing in the chat? Y'all, everybody good? I know somebody said it was freezing for a second. Okay, they said he's good in the chat. So we want to take this time, let you introduce your family, man. Who you got with you?
I got my wife over here.
Hello.
Okay. How long y'all been married?
Hi.
How you doing?
Well, my name is Danica. I'm great. We've been married almost 6 years. August
That's
Good. Blessing.
be 6 years. Yes.
August.
Come on.
Yep.
Good, good, good. So that's next month. So y'all got an anniversary coming up.
Yeah.
right.
6 years.
6 years. August. What's the date?
30th.
August
Oh, that's
30th.
what's up. Almost a month after
We
ours.
July 26th. So
Okay.
our anniversary is actually legitimately tomorrow.
Okay.
But we celebrating all week and long. We might be celebrating all week long. It might be a month long
We
celebration.
might. Our marriage is
Yeah,
full
as it
grown
should
now.
be.
18 years.
Yeah, our marriage is a teenager, full
You know
grown.
what I'm saying?
Man, able
A
to smoke.
grown up.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
God
So
is
I
good
get
though.
there.
It's him. It's him. It's not us. It's
That's right.
him.
But so the way we got it set up, we got some questions for you, but we kind of want you to kind of expound on the way you want to expound as well. But we want to start. How did you start rapping? Who was your influences? What brought you into the game?
I started. Wow, that had to be
How
like
how old were you?
I was 10 years old. I was in fifth grade at the time, and
Okay.
Wow.
like back then in elementary school, I was always good with like memorizing songs that I would hear on the radio, and so like the teacher, my music teacher in elementary, he seen a gift in me. So one day for music class, he gave us a project where we had to create like a full song with a chorus and three verses. So he separated the class in like all boys and all girls. So
Okay.
on my
Is that Chester High?
this was elementary school. This was Main Street Elementary.
Main Street. Okay.
Yeah. And so with all boys, everybody looked at me to, the one who going to create the song and everything. So I remember we did a song called Basketball, and that was on like the grinding beat. It was the Clips at the time, grinding. And I just did it for fun. We end up performing it in talent shows, and he noticed the gift in me. So to me, I didn't notice it, but I just knew I was good with writing stuff, remembering it, knowing it by heart. So I don't know where it's at, buddy. I don't know where your truck at. Fatherhood.
Oh, you ain't introduced your little ones. How many little ones you got?
Over here to the right, I got my daughter Asaya, who's going to ninth grade this year. So
Ninth grade.
Asaya, how you doing, Asaya?
Hi, Isaiah.
we moving at high school now. So my heart pounding a little bit. Need y'all.
Oh God, she looks like you. Like I look like my dad.
That's what's up.
Then right here, got my little me, Navelle Hice the third.
That's Trey, right?
Yep. It's Trey right
Trey.
here. You say what's up, Papa? Say hi.
What's up, Trey? That's what's up. So he 3. Okay.
It'll be 3 September 1st.
And I know he played a lot of part into your music lately here too, huh?
Yeah, since he was born, like I remember We'll Take was that Hope Man 3, like the whole project I recorded like with him in my arms pretty much. So studio set up in the house. So while I'm recording, like he was home with me all day. So if I'm mixing, he right here in my lap. Like he would just like looking at the Pro Tools screen and seeing the lines, and then when
And taking it all in, trust me.
Oh, the chat loving that, man. They say you pulling at their heartstrings right now, man. That's what's up.
and
So
it built something in them, because even when I went up to Sway, like not at the radio station, but the way that I got up there was going to South by Southwest, and we went there. He was 6 months at the time, so it was really just me, wifey, and the baby, and we just went out there on a leap of faith. I made my way on stage, and I did my freestyle with him in my arm.
oh, you know what? Before you get into that, because I know that's kind of a turning point in your life, and I want to kind of build up to that,
All right.
and then we're gonna go from there, right?
Yes, sir.
And so, did we get all the kids? How many you got all together?
2.
So you got a young boy and then your daughter there?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, all right, let's go back to high school, middle school, right? Elementary?
Oh yeah, elementary. So boom, I do the song. It's called Basketball. The teacher recognized the talent in me, so he would push me to like do different talent shows. He had us at Chester High when we was only in 5th grade. So I was over at Chester High doing talent shows, performing a song. I think it was a couple songs. We ended up doing another one. We was recording on the karaoke machine, like with the cassette tapes and everything. And at that time, my main focus was basketball. Like that's all I wanted to do. So I didn't even take the music serious until high school. But throughout high school, like I had a rap group. Like it was just something we did for fun. And
was that the TL? What was it? TL something back in the day?
TLP. That was the brand right now, but that all started, you know, after high school. But this was middle
Okay.
school days, so I don't. We probably had a crazy name back then, but
Where?
yeah. So when I got to high school, I played basketball ninth grade. I joined Team Mac, was like an after school music program where they had a studio in Chester High, so they would let us come in there and record. And then 10th grade is when I tried out for the basketball team again, and I didn't make the team that year for some reason. You know,
That's Chester High now. We in
yeah,
high.
we still at Chester High all 4 years. So
Okay.
I thought I was like Jordan, but I guess I was wrong. So they didn't pick me, and I remember I was devastated. Like that was my main dream, my main goal, focus, and everything.
Well, let me ask you this: did you ever play in them Seventh Street tournaments?
Nah, I didn't play 7th Street. I played in the Brookhaven Parkside League. So
Oh, okay,
that
okay.
was like over there dropping 30 in the Brookhaven League. But
Word.
but
That's over by. Is that over by Toby Farm over there?
yeah, it's like not really Toby Farms, but like Aston,
Oh,
Brookhaven area. I
okay,
mean,
okay,
Toby Farms
okay.
included, but you know, it was like one of those type leagues. You know, it was really, I was like really the only black kid in the whole league. Me and one other guy, you know, who was actually living in Toby Farms with me. But you know, he was over there dominating. But when I got to Chester High, it was a different story.
Okay.
Yeah, Chester High.
Yeah, that's a
So
different. We were skipping 10th grade, right? We ain't doing basketball, and then what happened after that?
All right, so I got cut from the team. You know, well, not
Okay.
cut from the team, but I just didn't make it past tryouts, and I was devastated, man. Like my world was
Kiki
crushed. And I remember going home and I was just writing like a bunch of raps. Like I always was writing raps throughout middle school, ninth grade, but 10th grade, that's when, you know, I don't know, I guess that was my avenue to, you know, release that passion, release all the frustration that I was feeling, and just putting it into raps. So I think probably a week later, like a week or two later, coming to school, you know, one of the classmates, you know, they would come through the gym class and it was like they set up a battle. It was a rap battle we had in the bleachers in the gym, in Chester High gym. And that was like my first rap battle right after getting cut. So all that aggression and pain that I was feeling, like I just
Put it out in that.
I took that out on the next man. And so that was like the start of the music career. Like after that, that's when my name started spreading through the school. It was like week after week, like they sneaking me into different lunch periods. Like I'm battling seniors, I'm battling 11th grade. Like I'm just running through the whole school. And after that, it was just over.
Now, do you still keep up with battle rap at all? Like, are you tuned in to Smack and all that?
Every one of them, man.
Where?
Every one of them.
Well, who's your favorite? Chill out, buddy. Who's your favorite battle rapper right now? Just give me one name. Give me three. Give me three names. Give me three names.
Three. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough.
Or even if not right now, back in the day, who used to
I
rock
would definitely have to say Geechee and Rum. I would kind of put them together just cause you know they, you know what I'm saying? I get them both the same spot, Geechee and Rum.
Fact.
I like Twerk heavy, man. I know Twerk been messing up a lot lately, but I rock with Twerk still. And if I had to pick one more, that'd be hard. Like, cause I would want to say DNA, but then I would want to say, Lux. Oh, I can't forget about Mook and Lux.
Oh, with the gray hoodie Lux.
Man, that's too many, man.
So do you and your wife watch together or?
Yep. That's
word. Okay.
And it's
I thought
even like, you know, in our boyfriend girlfriend days, like that was a way that we would connect. Like she wasn't into it before that, but once I brought her into that world, it's like she automatically clicked, and we both like watching it together and just building a connection. Like
now we're gonna skip around a little bit, right? So we left high school. How did you and your wife meet? Where did y'all meet at?
All right, so y'all from Chester. Y'all familiar with Sam and Sam's, right?
Sam and Sam, most definitely. Wait, Toby Farms? Or
no,
is one over there on
but they moved to Upland.
Upland, yeah, okay, in the little parking lot, big parking lot up on the hill right there.
Yeah, so I was working at Sam and Sam's at the time, and one night she had came in the store, and you know the store was busy, like it was super busy, and I had the longest line in the store for some reason. Like it was other registers, other cashiers, but I was the only one that had all these customers in line. And I seen her come down the aisle and she decided to wait in my line. So it was like, okay, you know, out of all these lines, she waiting this one, you know, she see something that she liked or something. So she the line, you know, we making an eye contact, little stuff.
Hold up. Did you get in that line because you saw him, or that just how you happened to get up in that? Was it?
No, I got in that line because he watched me through every aisle in that market. He was, you know, like,
I have my eye on it.
He's tuned in. Okay.
I was trying to match his energy a little bit.
Okay. All right. So we and Sam. So you cracking from behind the register?
Yeah, well, I don't even think I made a move. It was just like eye contact. It was just small stuff. And later on that night,
He leaving out.
was it that night or the next day, something like that? I think it was later on that night. I had put like a status up on Facebook, like making a joke. I was a big comedian on Facebook back then, so I put up. It was probably a corny joke, but to me it was funny. So I put up a joke on Facebook, and she commented it. And when she commented it, she said something about like peeking or something like that. So I'm like, you know, what this girl talking about? And I never put two and two together. So then we went to the inbox, and it was like, you know, what this mean? Like, what you mean by peeking? So then when I clicked the default picture, that's when it all came full surface, and I realized that was the same girl that was just in my line. So yeah, from there it was just over. I guess she couldn't resist me, and now
when was that?
Like you.
That's all like our story. Yeah, she been following me around. But so yeah. Nah, you know that's a joke, but anyway, ain't nobody follow nobody for 18 years. You know what I mean? We follow each other type shit. So, pardon me. But yeah, so now I mean, so you left high school. How old were y'all when y'all met?
That was 2009. So I was 19.
Okay, 19. Wow.
She was 22.
Stop.
Get the freak out of here.
I was 19. She was 22 when we met.
Get the freak out of here,
That was in 1999.
Wow.
Get out of here, man.
1999.
Yeah, it was something about she seen a youngin' and you feel me, she just couldn't resist me.
Oh, please, you sound like him.
She seen the youngin' and couldn't resist.
No. Look, where are we now?
I like that story.
Where are we at, babe?
Where we at?
Where you from?
Where you from?
I'm from here.
All right, she got me roped in. She roped me in.
We got each other. God got us both.
But yeah, so all right, so 19. So you just left high school.
Yeah, I just left 2009. So I just left high school. 2008 was when I graduated.
Now, but you already start rapping on screen, because I know the one we seen was 08.
Yeah, well, I was actually on which one y'all see in 08?
That's the restaurant John and the hoods. You
and some of the battles, and even the battles,
and the Delaware versus Chester dip, I think was around that time too.
Yeah, all of them. Delaware. I mean, Chester versus Philly, Chester versus Delaware. It was all over. But now 2009 is actually when I was on 106 in Park. So this was
okay. Talk about that. How you get on 106 in Park?
How did I get on there? I think somebody told me this from like on Facebook. Like, you know, somebody just randomly told me, hey, you know, they having auditions in New York. So this was the summer of 2009. So at that time, like, you know, the grind was crazy. You know, we was always traveling wherever we needed to go to catch the opportunity, because, you know, coming from Chester, we ain't have nothing there. So I was the type, you know, me and my homies is let's get a rental car. We going to New York. Wherever we needed to go. So I went up there for the auditions. The auditions started at 9:00 in the morning. So the way they went, it was like they took groups of 10s. So they put, you know, each person against each other, and then the winner of that one had to stay in a room for the next group of 10. So from like 9 a.m. to like 3:30, 4:00 in the afternoon, I just battled the entire day. Like, I went up there with some, you know, as rappers, you're going to have some verses that you write, but you don't know what to expect. I'm thinking maybe it's just one person I got to battle. So at some point, it's like, I don't even have no more writtens. Like, I'm just freestyle
off the top.
I wouldn't prefer to do something like that for a stage like BET, but I was in a zone so much that I just didn't care. Like, I was just blacking out. And I think it was like, out of that whole day, it might have been 5 of us that got picked to come up to the show. And I didn't get my date until December. So I actually was on 106 in Park December 9th of 2009.
December 9th, 2009. And that was the Freestyle Fridays, or what was you doing? In what capacity was you on?
Fridays.
Okay. So was you running into like What's the boy named Blind Fury and all them type cats? Was that around that
Now, I
time?
think Blind Fury was on. I think he had just went like the 5 weeks and got the champion. Right before I went on there. Then I think after I went on there, it was Bones Brigante who went on
Ah,
there. So I was like right in the middle of that era.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Moon. You remember Moon?
That sound familiar.
I know he was on 106 in Park back in the day too, but
Oh,
we used to be on them
trust.
joints every Friday, man. Freestyle Fridays.
Yeah, we always
Yeah, that
loved
was
hip
after
hop.
AJ. I see somebody in the chat asked, was that after AJ and Free? That's back when it was Terrence and Roxy.
Ah, Terrence and Rocks. That's before AJ and Free, right?
No, that was
That's
after
after?
AJ
Okay.
and Free.
I don't know.
Well,
All
yeah,
right.
you
They
did.
actually called me back again. Like I was there December, and that's when I actually got to see the politics of like TV and the behind the scenes because I went crazy, but somehow I didn't win that day. So it's like the whole city of Chester, people from around the world, like they was just hitting BT up, like, no, y'all cheated him. Like it's no way he should have lost. And it was to the
Word.
point where 2 months later they had to hit me back and say like we back up here
Wow.
again. So I went
So they brought you back?
yeah, I went back up there. Now it's 2010, so this is March of 2010, and so
Okay.
my second return up there, which was the same outcome, but I already knew as far as like the politics, so I went up there with a different mindset as far as how I could capitalize it once I'm off the show, and
Now, and how was it buzz in the city at this point? Everybody was tuned in, Chester?
everybody like, and it was crazy because there was so much going on at the time. Like this was actually the year that I got shot. So I got shot in the summer of 2010. So prior leading up to that, like 106 in Park was March of 2010. By April, I'm like performing at every Sweet 16 party, at every teenage spot, every club. Like I was performing everywhere. And then by what was that? Probably May, I had did a freestyle on 100.3 The Beat. This was back when DJ Touch Tone was on the radio up in Philly and everything. So I went on,
Okay.
I did a freestyle and killed it so much that they used my verse as like a commercial for that entire
That's
month.
crazy.
So all throughout the day, like
That's
people would randomly hit me up, like, yo, I just heard your freestyle on a commercial. Like I wasn't even catching it. I would catch it sometimes, but people was hearing it nonstop. So it's like month after month, things was just building and growing and growing. And then June come, and this was the same situation.
that's
Like
crazy.
Oh, hold up, bro. Hold up 1 second. You froze up on me. Wait.
Oh, it was so good.
Hold up. Chat, y'all hold tight.
Frozen too? No, we ain't frozen.
Hold tight. We're going to get him back.
Appreciate y'all being here, y'all.
Appreciate y'all coming through, man. Y'all hold tight. We about to get Hice back on the screen. He having a little... We having a little connection issues here.
Mo Sauce,
There we
you
go.
good.
Okay, we got you back. Can you hear me, bro?
Mo Sauce, you
That's
part of the reason.
Okay, good. Yeah, it froze for a half a second. Now, so we went to the 106. We did the second appearance, and then I want to let you tell. I know it was an incident. You know what I'm saying? At some point, that kind of curbed your career for a second. Was that soon after that, or was that long after that?
oh yeah, so I was saying that in 106, that was March of that year. By
Okay.
April, I'm performing everywhere, like all over the tri-state area. May, same thing, shows was coming in consistently. And then I did a freestyle on 103, 100.3. That was on commercial for a month. So as the career was growing, I had a booking out of state, which was like normal. I was getting a lot of bookings at the time. And so this was June. And so that was when everything took its break, when, I had the situation where I got shot, and that kind of put everything that was building up until that point, it kind of got put on hold from there. So it's like the way it felt was like I was this close, because everything that I was doing, like I had a mixtape called Living Proof that I was recording that same month, which was crazy. Before I got shot, I had a mixtape that was titled Living Proof. It was hosted by Jalil Beat.
Crazy.
Like I had Lil hosting the whole mixtape. This was at a time when
Jalil Beats.
he was at the height of his career. So it's like everything that was going for me was like just shooting up so fast. And then that's when, everything just took a turn.
You know Jalil Beats, his brother Dre
Yeah, I know.
went to the high.
But I know of him.
I worked with him over at Lama Detention Center, and I worked at the PennDOT over there. You know PennDOT in Delaware County.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was working there for a hot minute,
Oh,
supervising that center. So, but I might have seen you coming in and out of there. I don't know, but
You'd have recognized him, I feel
I
like,
probably
at
would have
that time.
recognized you. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But that's what's up. So, all right. So you got shot, and where was this at? This was out of town.
yeah, this was in Delaware.
D where? Okay.
Had a show in Delaware one night. I was performing at a skating rink, and I know the way they promoted it. It was super big. Like I remember, he said he had like 10,000. The promoter had like 10,000 flyers that he had throughout everywhere, and that's how the flyers was marketing it. Like BT 106 and Park's own Young Chief. Like it was real big, and at the time we was young, so we never looked at it like we need security. It was just me and my homies traveling around doing what we was doing, but that night, like it was a good show and everything inside the building. Like we got a lot of love. I mean, I guess it came mostly from the females, and I guess that's where those feelings start coming in with the guys. I guess just wasn't
The
feeling.
Delaware, Delaware don't rock with,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's always
Always been that.
something between that. Like I know bowling alleys, used to always be a shootout every time at a bowling alley and all of that.
Word.
But to us, like we always was up there. Like we did plenty of things in Delaware. So this like
That's what he always be saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We used to stay at that skating rink down there in Delaware. I can't remember the name of it off top, but yeah, it was always some beef going on, or they'd come out CNN. John, you remember the CNN dip?
see, I performed there plenty of times.
Where?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. You taking me back now. That's what's up. I think it was Elmwood in Delaware. It was Elmwood, I think, or Ellesmere. Ellesmere.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still had that joint when y'all was coming up. But
That-
so
that-
The
anyway,
state of Delaware.
it's talking about the state of Delaware.
It's
Delaware.
right down the street.
It's actually from Chester, Delaware is literally like 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes,
Less than
5 minutes.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so we was always back and forth. So I know y'all was doing the same
Bowling
thing.
alley, First State.
First State Bowling Alley, Delaware. Yeah, Wilmington. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And so let me ask you this. After you got shot, how long was that sidelining you, and what did that do to your motivation? Did it increase your motivation? Did it make you feel like maybe this ain't the right way to go? You feel me? How did that?
I mean, it put me on hold for probably about a year, but not as far as me working, because as soon as I got out the hospital, I was right back at it. But as far as physically, like I had to take at least like a year to recover. The way mentally what it did, it was like, if anything, it gave me like more drive and motivation from it, because it was like to make it through what I made it through, like to see what I seen, like I literally had like a near death experience. So
Word.
the doctors was telling my family that I may never walk again. So when I got shot, when I was on the ground, like I instantly didn't have no feeling in my legs. So as I'm
Ugh.
trying to get up, pull myself apart, like I can't move nothing from the waist down. So, just going through that whole experience, like I was awake for that until going on an operating table, and they had to actually put me to sleep so they could start doing the surgeries. But everything up to that point, like I was conscious, I was fully aware of what was going on. And yeah, I think like I stayed strong throughout the whole time. I was in the hospital for about a month. It didn't hit me until I remember one day I went to therapy. And so as I was sitting in therapy, I was looking around, and I was the youngest person in there. This was probably my third week in the hospital. And so it was like elderly people, like it was a lot of older people in there, and it was nobody like even half my age. And so they was teaching me like how to live paralyzed, pretty much. Like they gave me different devices on, like how to pull your pants up with like this tool with this hook, or how to put your socks on, and that's when it broke me down. That was the first day and the only day I broke down in the hospital, because it was like a real moment, when I'm looking around in the room, and it hit me like this is my new life. Like
Emilio.
I won't be walking no more. This is how I have to live and function. And it was probably a week after that is when I started getting some pain in my feet. And it was like if it was super like pins and needles type of feeling.
Intense,
So,
yeah.
the doctors were saying it was a good thing because I was able to feel something, but everything I was describing, it wasn't there. Like I would feel like it was super cold. They would touch my feet and say, my feet is hot. So I guess it was just from the nerve damage, but it was things that was coming back. So throughout the last week in the hospital, they would give me a walker and try to like get me to take steps from the bed to the bathroom. and it was
Okay.
like I couldn't move, like I couldn't move one foot, I couldn't take a step or do none of that. And by the last few days in there, like I remember me and my sister, we used to go for laps around the lobby of the hospital on that floor, and like I could take baby steps, and eventually, that ended up leading me into crutches. So it was just a whole like that whole situation, man. Like I even ran
So
into injuries. So I had a lacerated spleen. They had to
okay.
reconstruct my stomach. Lost
Uh
4 liters of blood. Both of my lungs collapsed.
uh
Moved my left kidney. Took half my
uh.
pancreas. Fractures in my spine.
Jeez.
Anything else?
How many bullets is this?
This was one bullet.
Word.
The
Dang.
way it
But it
went in,
was where it was placed.
hit me on
Yeah.
my abdomen, and it just ricocheted off of everything and came out like literally my exit wound is like half less than an inch from my spine. So
That's the only reason why it didn't really go ahead and paralyze you.
Right. All right.
Is what you're
and
saying.
like even when I would get my X-rays and everything, when they would see it, like it would always be like a blur. So they knew it was like fractures there in my spine. Then they never found the bullet. So then it was like they wasn't
So you only know what kind of gun it was that shot you.
I mean, I
Wow.
know it had to be a small one because, of course, if it was something big, it would have went in and went straight out. But for the
Right.
the
Right.
way that it traveled, like I know it had to be a small one. And
Now, so somebody in the chat asked, "Are you still suffering from that, or have you? What was the recovery process? Do you still have any issues with that?"
the recovery process, man, was just I know at the time I was in the gym, I was working out a lot, so I know the doctors was telling my family like the way I was keeping up with my health, that was actually part of what helped me recover so quickly and everything because of my body. And after that, I did therapy. I was on a walker. Then that's when I graduated to the crutches. Did a cane for probably 6 months, and yeah, after that, I was just back on my feet.
Now there was a transition from Young Chief to Navelle Hice. Now, what was that after you came out or before?
Well, nah. So when I came out, all right. So that was June. When I came back home, by the end of the summer, I think I was back in the studio by like the end of August. So I was super determined to the point like when I was home, I still wanted to put my mixtape out because now remember, I had the mixtape Living Proof 3 weeks
Okay.
before I got shot. So
Right.
that
Right.
kind of when I came up with the title, it was like I was tired of listening to rappers having all of this stuff that they lying about in the rap. So when I came up with Living Proof, it was like, okay, I'm gonna show y'all a rapper that's literally everything I'm rapping about. Like my mixtape cover,
Like I
it
am
had
that.
everything that I'm saying. Like you got newspaper articles, you got actual pictures of billboards that I was on in Chester. You got 106 in Park, like all the stuff that I'm talking about. You can see it on the artwork. But after the shooting, it kind of gave Living Proof a whole different meaning. So that just showed me like even at the time without me knowing it, like God was already connecting them dots to the whole Living Proof movement. So when I came home, I went straight back in the studio once I was able to move around a little bit more. And by the end of the summer, I went in there, I recorded a song called I Made It. And this is what my homie Kaz went and got me a beat. He brought it to me. We got to the studio. I had to record like holding a pillow on my stomach because I still had like
Jeez.
still had the staples in my stomach when I yelled. Like I couldn't talk too loud because my stomach's still tight. Like I'm patched up. So I recorded in the booth holding a pillow. But that just was like showing how determined that I was. Like I wasn't letting nothing stop me. Getting straight back to it. I released the project. And it's like everything just was going up from there. Like newspapers in Chester, Daily Times, the Chester paper, they come into my house doing interviews. It was like a real big movement that started taking place. And I still couldn't even walk at the time. But then I'm on a cane, and then a few more months later, I'm performing at the Eagle Stadium. So it was like an opportunity that I got where it was like, of course, like a pre-show. So before coming into the stadium, out there, in the front, they had the stage set up. So I'm performing while I'm still on the cane. So this is like all throughout my recovery process where it's like there was no time for chilling. Like I recovered, I sat for a couple of weeks and it was straight back to grinding, working as much as I could. And yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, let me ask you this, brother. Now, well, actually, let me first say this: this Zoom call might cut off, In which case, we're gonna play some music, and then I'm gonna send you another invitation. What I know your time kind of short. What time? How much time you are you kind of restricted? You got to bounce here in a
Oh,
second.
we good, man. We rocking.
Okay. Bet. Because I know we got the chat got some questions for you, and I know we still got some. My wife got some questions for y'all as well. And this will take a little bit longer than I wanted because we going into details that you probably hadn't gone into in interviews before. But we just wanted to see how God actually played his role in your life and how it led to this point. And so far from what I see, that setback, what other people would say was a setback, was actually a motivator.
Yeah.
Would you call it that?
I told you his fumble was a touchdown.
Fumble was a touchdown. I heard the bar. Your fumble was a touchdown. Is that right? Is that how you feel?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Now, so it eventually led to South by Southwest. Was that down the line, or how did that come to play?
All right, so this was like a wide gap in between there. So when I came,
Oh, okay.
it was back to the grind, Young Chief. Probably 2 years later, that's when I started forming, my label, Team Living Proof. I was the only artist, but I would have DJs, engineers, producers, like everything that I needed. So we rented out some space in Chester. We had our own studio, Team Living Proof Studios. And this is probably 2 to 3 years later after that. So now I'm fully recovered. And this is when things start to shift. I'm traveling a lot more. I was back and forth to Atlanta. And that's when I started switching the brand up from Young Chief. And then I went to Chiefy. So before Navelle Hice, in between that small gap, it was Chiefy. So that's when, I had the vintage look. Everything was like the old school image. I was doing that. I was on World Star. Like things were just heavy. And it was like the peak of my career. So I went to South by Southwest, but that wasn't the year that I met Sway. I went out there, I performed on stages with Philly crowds and everything. And I moved to Atlanta 2015. So now this is 5 years later after, recovering and everything. So once I get to Atlanta, that's when I had that moment where it was like, I'm away from family, I'm away from friends, I'm away from just everybody I know. I had moved here with 3 of my homies from Chester. So, I felt like that was the perfect opportunity that God started speaking to me. Like it was no outside voices. I didn't have no family here in Atlanta. I didn't know nobody at the time. So it was like literally me and my homies. So when I would be in my room, it's like God would just start giving me the vision. He would just start flowing through me. So I'm doing a fast. I did the Daniel fast. And that was April of 2015.
Come on, man.
We used to do the Daniel fast too, trying to get this young boy right here. But yeah. So all right, now one thing I wanted to touch on. You feel me? That the fan.
This is too surreal. Wait, hold up. Did he say what year did you say you moved to Atlanta?
2015.
15. That's when we came back down here.
And moved to Georgia.
We was living in Sharon Hill, right? Matter of fact, we was living on.
No, we were living in
Clifton Heights before we moved back down here. You feel me? Like right on the.
And we moved here with no job, took a leap of faith.
Yeah. See that's crazy how that's lining up. You know what I mean?
In 20, so we the same age. He the same age when
we got together.
When we got together as you and your wife.
Right.
We both moved back here to Georgia in 2015. It's hilarious to me. And then we moved to Hepzibah or Augusta, better known as Augusta, Georgia. Stop.
Okay.
We moved to Augusta in 2015. No jobs. We were promised jobs when we got here. We had a feeling that we might not have jobs, but we just moved here. Both left, like he was supervising PennDOT, and I had a job as a social worker. We left here, left everything, no explanation. Like in a week and a half, like he looked at me like, "You ready to go?" Like we just packed up everything. We didn't know where we were going, none of that, and just moved here in 2015 to Georgia.
Word. We got actually somebody else in the chat that moved from Philly to Alabama down south. So that's kind of the story for a lot of people, but you know what I mean. But now one thing I want to touch on that the chat might not realize is that you do not use any curse words in your records, right?
Right.
Was that something that started way back, or was that something that changed over time?
Nah, I was doing that since high school. I mean, not all through high school. Like, of course, my battles, I was blacking out. Like, I'm saying the craziest thing I could think of. But
right.
remember, was that 12th grade? I think it might have been 12th grade. And I got invited to go with this like youth group in Chester. Um, it was like kind of like y'all, peer leading. We had like peer leading in high school, so we went
Uh-huh.
to like the middle school, work with the kids there and stuff. So it was a group that they had where they was going to a youth convention in Philly, and at the time they just knew I did music, so they invited me to come up there with them, and it was actually, I think that was the way that I got on 100.3 if I ain't mistaken. Because
Wow.
this was back. No, this was before Touchstone. So this was DJ Tasha McKee, and so she was hosting a talent show. So I performed
Of
there,
course.
and the music that I performed, it wasn't clean, but it was good music. So I remember she called me back on stage. Like the talent show wasn't even for this. It wasn't to pick a winner or nothing like that. But she like stopped the show after my performance, called me up there, and was like, I just feel that this kid is going to be a star. So I'm in 12th grade at the
Wow.
time. She like, I feel like this kid is going to be a star. I could see it in him. She like the performance, the song, the lyrics, everything that you're doing. Like I could just feel it. And she was like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this song to the radio tonight, and I'm going to play this live on air. So she asked,
Word.
is it clean? So I'm like, nah, it's not. And so she told me, like, you never know the opportunities that you may miss out on. So she like, you always want to have a clean version with you, like wherever you go. And so to me, I kind of felt sad. I was leaving there like I done missed my opportunity of getting on the radio. Like 12th grade, this was a big deal. It might have been 11th grade actually. And so I'm like, this was a big deal. And later on that day, this was I think MySpace days, back when MySpace was.
MySpace. Y'all remember MySpace?
So she ended up finding me on MySpace somehow. And back then we ain't have flyers or nothing like that. So I don't even know how she connected the two. But she found my page on MySpace, sent me an inbox, and told me, like, I believe in you so much and I love this song so much that we edited ourselves at the station. So they did a clean version for me at the radio and then still aired it on air that same day. So to me, it was like, of course I could easily just have a clean version of my music to the side and take that with me. But then I also noticed, like, I want my stuff to be universal. Like when I'm in the car with my kids, we may have the radio on, but sometimes, they saying some crazy stuff on there. So I can't have them in the back seat singing word for word. And so it gave me a bigger purpose that's like, let me do something outside the box. Let me make my music clean to the point where when you listening to it, you're not even realizing like, oh, this is clean music. You just think it's dope because it is, and it's something you can play, whether you with your kids, whether you with your wife, whether you by yourself. It's just universal and broad. And so I remember making that decision in 12th grade, and ever since, I stuck to it.
So since 12th grade, no curses at all in your music.
Right.
That's what's up, man. You know what I want to do, man? I want to pause. We want to show the progress and how you changed over time. Can you see the caffeine screen right now?
Yeah, I see it.
You recognize that young buck down there in the corner?
Yes, sir. I know him.
You know that young boy?
He was going crazy at that time.
He was going crazy. Hey, check this out. We're gonna let this joint rock real quick. This young chief spitting about the fast food spots. And if you could just put your Zoom on mute for 1 second so there's no echo. Turn your app music on, your volume, so you can hear this, and then we're gonna come right back to you, okay? All right, bet. Y'all hold on,
could
man.
really appreciate this if Philadelphia might, because he knows some food spots in Chester, but he do the national joints and the local.
And this more than just Chester. So y'all tune in, man. Turn your speakers up.
Yo, hey yo, I'm hot and I'm staying in my bag, dude. Y'all cats suck my flow nuts like cashew. Just to prove that I'm different and y'all bad news. I'ma dedicate this verse to fast food. My Jews like the restaurant. It change every 2 weeks. It's silver on Monday and then it's Ruby Tuesday. Money come at the end of the week. They supply them checks, so after Thursday I TGIF. Yes, I'm married to the game. I deserve the ring. I got beef like food. Call me the Burger King. And them girls get friendly when I'm around. Don't get wild, cause they love to see me smile like McDonald's. That's my word, and I serve like Denny's. Wasn't easy, had to go the harder way for the penny from the bottom. But now that I'm on top like a chimney, my neck was whack, but now it got chilly like Wendy's. V-necks and cargos, it's over for them dickies. My pockets full of hundreds and I keep them nifty 50s. And make them girls shake, and then make them niggas sick. Haters treat my competition like potatoes, get them baked. I'm that line, yo, cause where I'm from, dudes get high till they get fried like a number 5 combo. And they ain't box no more. They let the lead pop you for that green like Olive Garden, curl them like a red lobster. It's not melting and these dudes all fly. So for that chicken, getting New York fried. I'm in my bag now. I'm a grown man, got my own bars. I'm a grown man, I'm a lone star. I like them bras that let her throw it back on me with a half shirt showing more reds than Applebee's. I ain't new to the game, they all know it's cheap. So if there's problems like Arby's, then I'm a roast beef. I like them girls, I like them girls, I need them all. I got a shell like Taco Bell when you can eat them all. I need them, dog, and now I get them handled, put his nugget on the tray like a Chick-fil-A sample. Girl, I don't stay out, you come in the front, I'm out back like the steakhouse.
Okay.
My flow hell, that's why my flow sells. Cause all my tracks bang like show well. Stop it, you ain't
So
know
well
I
did
drop it
bang.
to the beat and I deliver it raw like bottom of the sea. Stop wildin', you ain't a G. If you riding, let me see. It ain't a soft drink when I'm a raspberry tea. Every man, every man trying to say them checks. I'm getting older, this world colder than J&S. They ain't trying to hire the black man,
No,
and that's
no,
probably
no,
why
J&S.
niggas on the block with that diesel just like Popeyes, nigga.
Woo. Hold up. They don't know about them J&S
They don't know
cheese
about
fries.
the J&S
They don't know about the
cheese
J&S cheese fries, Heist. Heist.
Soulja Boy, A-Rab in the building.
Hold up,
We
hold
in
up,
the
hold up,
beat
hold up.
right now.
Just trying to
Y'all
go to the
niggas gonna
next
shoot
track.
with us.
Hold
Get
up,
shot
one
the fuck
second.
up, nigga. Let me tell you.
That's somebody. Oh, that's Soulja Boy Wildin'. So, but yeah, they don't know about them J&S cheese fries back in the day. This
I
is
don't
the
know
seafood.
about it, man.
You feel me? The just greasy. They don't know about the just greasy pizza.
That's crazy because I didn't even see that in I don't even know how long. Like
How long has it been since you seen that right there?
at least over 10 years.
No,
Wow.
we done took you back a little
Took
bit.
me off.
That's the joint that we watched.
That's what we watched when we
That's
first
what we
seen you.
watched
Yeah.
that night, and then the next night it was actually really, if you think about it, the same day, because we sometimes be broadcasting like late, so it was like 3-4 in the morning when we watched that joint, and then the next night, later that night, because now it's morning. So later that night, when Mo Sauce was in the chat and we had the Fire Freestyles only stream, he suggested that joint.
Word.
And we was all in here like the whole chat was on fire. We were feeling away like we took it back. I don't know how many times that night.
You remember this young boy right here?
And we want that interview, but we were just talking. You know?
That was pre TLP days. So at that time, that freestyle was before getting shot.
You talking about the restaurant joint?
Yeah, that was probably still 2009, maybe 2008. Yeah, that might have been like right after graduation. So that was pre.
So how old were you? They're asking in the chat.
How old were you? They say
At that time, I had to be like 18.
18.
Yeah.
So now this video right now on screen, this is 2012.
Yeah.
So how old was you in 012?
I was 22.
22. And so what I understand, this is Yes God first appearance on Yes God, and we just gonna play just a little bit.
Yes,
of
God
that.
was big.
Yes God was big in the city back in the day. I don't know if he's still doing anything up there, but everybody was tuned in every time he dropped something. You feel me? But we're gonna let a little bit of this play. Let me just hear where you was at mentally at this time. Let me see something.
Get it. Take me back.
How long since you seen this joint?
That's
Chiefy,
the same. Like years.
Wow.
And I seen
Young
that
T.
before the.
I said
last-
the
Chiefy.
arguing and
Remember
fighting,
he
times
said
of
Young
laughing
Chiefy,
and the fussing.
Yeah.
Times we
This
felt
was
was
right
hard
before
and it
switching
actually
to
it
Chiefy.
wasn't. Strangers turning cousins, cousins turning strangers, friends
Right
turn
after I got
enemies,
out
the
of high school,
enemies
I
turn
was like,
dangerous. Man, thinking one would things get better now. How can you live it up if you settle down? No U-turn, but I bring it back around.
They
Everybody
dropping bombs
depending
in the
on
chat.
me, I
Dropping
can't
bombs
let
on
them
you.
down. I know they waiting, so much pressure is on, it's cutting off my circulation. And now we happy we are winners. Glass up for a toast and tilapia for dinner. TLP the business, we giving apps to enter. But we ain't looking for no new members, we still remember all the times they fronted on. Now they wanna come along, we do it like it's homecoming. Anytime we coming home, real flashbacks. You only see it once, ever been fighting for your life, but you ain't see the punch. They said you can't make it without the right support. They even
Fighting
said
for
I
your
couldn't
life,
make
but
it
you ain't
off
see
life
the punch.
support. Thinking what caused that? Bullet to my abdomen, the doctor said my blood loss could have caused death. Would you keep chasing dreams or would you fall back? If that was life's lesson, I guess I passed the test. Hooked the machines, that was hooked the machines, that was hooked the IVs. Needed a tube just to breathe, now I'm here. Yeah, and we here. Listen, I fell in love with the pen, so I proposed to the ink, and then I married the money, having affairs with the bank. I be grinding with my bros, and you know what we think. It's one hand wash another, like we over the sink. They say loyalty over loyalty. All them ladies spoil me. You say she a groupie, I say she just supporting me. It's funny now, all them same chicks that was avoiding me, all they wanna do is make noise for me. Hear them scream, you would think she trying to harm me. The way she screaming chief, you would think she in the army.
Oh. We just want to give them a little taste. You know what I mean? We want them to go check it out themselves.
That was the young boy.
We want them to go check the whole thing out. But that was a young boy, young Chiefy. This was. Let me see what year this was posted. 2012. What was going on in life right there? I see you got the TLP shirt on. Yeah. You came out the hospital. What was your mental state?
This when we start moving strong. Like this was 2 years after, getting shot. So now, I'm walking on my own. I don't need no cane no more. So this is when I'm running full speed. We had the movement, we had the t-shirts, Team Living Proof flooding through the city. And at that time, the mindset was just go. Like it was no thinking, just go. Whatever it was, whoever had a camera, like, what's up? Let's do it. Let's work. And yes, God, God was another person who seen a career grow from high school. So like all those rap battles and stuff I'm talking about that happened through high school. Like he was one of them people. He was working at the school when I was going there. So each lunch period, every young chief, like he was there. So he like he literally seen it. Like
this story just gets better and better.
Process, man. I need a biopic or something to out there.
So how old was you again in 2012?
2012 was 22 at that time in that video.
So
I had to be like 21 or 22. That was summertime of 2012. So yeah, I was 22.
Okay. So you born in 90?
Yep.
Okay, I was born in 80. Look at that. 10 years apart. Look at that. You feel me?
90s.
All right. 90s baby. I'm 80s baby all day. You feel me? But that's how I kept track of my age with the years. So that's why I would keep adding you. So in 2012, you was 22. In 2012, I was 32. You feel me? So that's how I kept up with my age. But anyway, brother like me used to forget how old he was. You know what I mean? I had to look at the age. But anyway, man. But yeah, so all right. So now tell me this. How long is this before South by Southwest, before my man what's the bull name? Sway and all that? What progress is that?
This was 4 years before that.
4 years?
4.
Okay. And then let me ask you, Hope Man 1, where is that in progression with your story? Is that how long after this?
Hope Man, that was that was around the same, I think. 4 years after that.
About 4 years. About 019 is where the first one. Nah, it wasn't 19. It was before then.
16.
16.
That's when Hope Man started.
I got one track off of Hope Man I want to play. You feel me? But I just want to know what was the transition? How did you go from Young Chief to Hope Man? Where was that transition? Or to Navelle Hice? How did that go?
All right, so this was 2012. Boom. So I didn't move to Atlanta till 2015. So at this time, I think maybe a year from then, when it was 2013, is when we start traveling back and forth to Atlanta. So I was coming here, I was doing shows and the open mics and showcases, but it was to the point where like the crowd would start knowing my song by heart. So it's kind of like I would come for an open mic, but it's looking like I'm a headliner.
Like a concert.
Yeah, it started telling me like, oh, I need to be in Atlanta. Like this is where it's at. We ain't got no opportunities home. So to me, like I could be the first, lead a city, kick the door down, and bring some more attention back home. So I moved here in 2015. That's when I had my moment. As I was talking about my Daniel fast, when I did that, it's like at the end of that, that's when God gave me like the whole vision. I decided like I wanted to hand my card in, I wanted to lead a game. It's time to settle down. And so I remember telling my homies, I think I'm about to get married or something. And they like, man, you 25, you tripping. Like, what you mean? You
heard that thing.
Yeah, it's like the vision.
I was 23.
Oh, for real?
Word.
It's like the vision came like instantly. Like I seen like the Navelle Hice brand. I seen how I wanted to have like my name written. I seen the flyers. Everything just started coming to me. And so Hope Man didn't start till a year after that. So it's like once I had my moment, you know, that then you fast, when you do that, you know, you super vulnerable. So it's like at that
so
time,
vulnerable and so focused at the same time.
yeah,
Right,
and I was wide open. So it's like anything that I thought I heard from God, like I was moving on it. So it's like I would look at my old image and it's like, you know, I don't want nothing else to do with that. Like I want a fresh start. So I remember I threw my mixtapes in the trash. Like I had a real moment. I went on and deleted all my social media.
He wasn't playing.
I deleted my YouTube. Like I deleted my music off of streaming, my World Star videos.
Wow.
Like I took everything down, and I would literally have made like a commitment to God where it's like anything happening from this point, like nobody else could get the credit, nobody can be on this platform. It's like I'm literally starting from zero in 2015. So whatever happened from this point, everybody know like this is God. So it's like I literally started from zero. I had like 7,000 Instagram followers. I was all over Philly at the time performing. So I had a crazy Philly fan base. I had like a large audience, and I gave it all away pretty much. Started from scratch, and instantly I put out my first project. I switched the name to Navelle Hice, where it's like I'm gonna just be myself completely. Like I don't need an artist name. I'm just gonna be me to the fullest. And I knew my name was unique. Like when people would hear my name, they didn't even think it was my real name, because it's like, okay, that sound like Heist. Like they would think it's Heist.
Yeah.
Navelle Hice. Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I knew that was unique, so I just ran with that. You know, my mom used to always tell me, celebrate your uniqueness, you know, don't be scared to be different. And so that's when everything started. In June of 2015, I put out my project, Faith, Hope, and Love. It was like a testimony project where I'm basically like just confessing everything. I'm basically like letting it be known, like where I'm standing and what I'm doing from this point. And it was like instantly, I had 200 followers at the time, but I was on the radio like 2-3 weeks later with Willie Moore Jr. He brought me up to the radio here in Atlanta. He played my song like national radio play at the time, where to me,
Which one was he playing at that point? You remember what song?
Look What God Done.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like one of my biggest songs. I connected with somebody here who just volunteered to shoot the video. Like they didn't want no money for it. It was like, you know what, I'm rocking with this. I want to do a video for it. And everything just started coming. So it showed me like, wow, when I had thousands of followers, I was kind of chasing opportunities. But now I start from scratch. And for people who didn't know me, you would think I'm a new artist. Like you would look at it like he's brand new. He got 100, 200 followers, but now I'm on the radio. Now I'm getting show bookings. Now I'm selling merch and CDs at the time where I basically got nothing. Well, I felt like I had nothing, but you know, that's just when everything started building. So a year later, to go back to it, in 2016 is when in Atlanta, I was doing, I did like freestyles. Every week I would drop these weekly freestyles, and I did the Future Drake Jumpman instrumental. And so, you know, in Future part, he come in with Dope Man. So I wanted to just flip it. I'm just having fun in the booth.
Is that available?
Is that on YouTube?
I'm not even sure. It might be on Instagram. It might be.
I know. I'll tell you what we do, guys. Let's hit him with a little taste of this. LWGD, Look What God Done. Let me just hit him with a little taste of this for a second, all right? True story. So this is the actual incident. Look at that.
Chief. Shit, give me the money. Oh, you gotta watch. Give me
Look what God done, y'all.
Sometimes in life it feel like we going in circles. I learned that it's just best to be still and listen.
Be still and listen.
Now I see life with a whole different point of view. It wasn't me that did this. Hey, look what God done. Look what God done for me.
Oh.
I don't think they understand. Look what God done. Look what God done for me. Hey, 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 hey. Look what God done. Look what God done for me.
Fire.
I don't think they understand. Look what God done. Look what God done a fractured spine, them doctors took my kidney. Now let's go make history. Now let's go make history. I was in the dark and he brought me out of misery. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son. And yet we still sinning, ask forgiveness when we done. And I ain't scared to say I love you, Jesus, cause I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. They say you only get one shot, I guess I made mine by the buzzer beaters. Been around the world and back, thought it would help with the Henny. Even though the cup was full, somehow I still felt empty. I don't need the joy, and y'all can keep the fame. Everybody wants it, but don't know what it brings. I can't please them all, look how far I came. When you keep it real, they start to say you changed. They won't take my soul, because it still remains. And I already know, there's only one king. So I don't need your money, I'd rather keep the wisdom. I was dancing with the devil, but I ain't got no rhythm. So I walk by faith, and not by sight. I can do all things, if it's through Christ. Look what God done, look what God done for me.
Woo, that's on fire. Man, now I know a lot of your music had a message. You feel me?
Yeah.
And it seemed like it was the same message, man. Like I couldn't have did this without God. You feel me? And do you feel how big of an instrument? And when did you really start feeling that way? Was it from young or was it after certain incidents?
It was really moving to Atlanta. Like, I mean, I grew up in a church, but as far as like having my own personal connection, you know,
Experience.
Yeah, like when I got to Atlanta, I remember like it was like I was just trying to find my way, you know, like I was knowing what my worth was. So it's like, okay, I know I'm worth more than just doing showcases and open mics. Like it can't just be this. Now I'm in this big city. I just need some guidance. I need some focus, some structure. And I walked to church that day. That was my first time in church, and it was like a group of youth that was like my age, like 20-year-old range and everything, and they was all in the front of the stage. And just to see, like, walking into that was different for me. Like I never seen that before. Like when I would go to church, like the other kids who they there just like me, you know, you there with your parents. It's not like the choice of, oh yeah, I want to go to church today. And so when I seen that was the first time it opened something up to me. And when I'm looking on stage, like they look like me, like they was on stage doing worship with fitted hats on and polo shirts and jeans. And so to me, this was like my first time of my eyes being open. So yeah, that's when, you know, just building my own personal connection. That's when everything started serious.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I play this next track,
Okay.
we gonna play. We ain't gonna hold you too long. I know I done kept you way over what I asked you to stay, man. And you've been so gracious, man.
Sorry, but this is just so intriguing.
But you got an awesome story.
This, man.
The stories are like lining up like so crazy it don't even make sense.
The
Daniel Fast, we did Daniel Fast for I don't know how many years.
Yeah, for years and years.
That Daniel Fast got me right too, man.
Yeah.
Word. And so, you know, it's a lot of parallels between y'all's relationship and ours. So it is. And even just your story is providing hope. Sometimes just telling your story provides hope for the next man, because you never know what they going through at the time. So we really appreciate you coming through. You know what I mean? We're going to play maybe one or two more tracks, and then he's going to finish up, you know what I'm saying, with a quick little spittage for us, you know what I mean, some bars, and then we ain't going to hold them too long, man. But what's your favorite track on this Hope Man 3? What you want the people to hear? We're going to just give them a little taste. Say it again.
Well, if you want to give them something recent, you know, the latest stuff I got out is the STEMI pack.
STEMI pack?
Yeah, the STEMI pack. I just released that. You could give them Harold Williams flow. Have y'all listened to that yet?
I did, yep. Who was Harold Williams to you?
That was my grandpa. All right, so the day that I got shot was June 27th. So I look at that as like my second chance at life, like my second birthday. So every year I was celebrated. And so this year, June 27th, you know, that's also my grandpa's birthday. And so on this day that I'm celebrating my second chance of life, and then I get the news that he passed away on his birthday. So it's like a bittersweet moment where the best way I could just get those emotions off, putting this into music. And it's crazy because when I released the track, it was a personal record for me, but to see the feedback from it, it's like a lot of people experienced the loss. So the way that this song registered and connected the people all around the world was just crazy. That it showed me like sometimes God could use your pain to be like somebody else breakthrough or healing.
My dad and I were literally just saying that.
And that's a big fact.
My dad and I were literally just saying that a lot of the things that we go through are not even really always for us. It's for somebody else.
Somebody else to benefit.
So you can be a testimony to uplift and encourage somebody else on how you were blessed, and that, you know, they'll be blessed too.
Yeah.
Let's get a taste of this Harold Williams flow. And you know, I cannot in the stream without, you feel me? We're gonna definitely play a little bit of that as well. But y'all turned up, man. We about to get this Harold Williams flow. You know what I'm saying? Let it be an inspiration to you. Turn your speakers up one time. I better turn my speakers up first. Hold up.
Yeah, my second. Yeah. June 27th, I celebrated my 11th year anniversary and my second chance at life. That day was also my grandpa's birthday, and he got his angel wings. I'ma start this off with R.I.P. Grandpa. This what I do with the pain. This that Harold Williams flow. Long live your name. Though the feeling kinda strange, still a legacy remains. I see the sunshine, but down the street I'm seeing rain like Georgia weather. We might need to go invest in some more umbrellas. You know the prophecy is real, ain't no fortune tellers. Give me space, I need mushroom like portobellas. It's like I'm sad, but I'm grateful. In my lifetime, I witnessed 4 generations. Black men raising black men, 4 generations. Let this go viral, we need more demonstrations. Put a cast on positivity, embrace it. Now I'm picking up the phone, making sure my father good. Yeah, this the results of black fatherhood. Switching the narrative, show 'em what a parent is. Don't take life for granted, every moment I'ma cherish it. I made a plan to visit you in a week. I ain't think that week would be a funeral. That showed me it's about what you do at hard times, and it's less about what hard times do to you. So if you still got your people in your life, make sure you hold them tight. You never know the night when they go see the light. Mixed emotions that I bottle still. I think it hurt more just not knowing how to feel. A bit confusing, I know, just let my thoughts pour. I wish we spent more time, I wish I called more. If these the cards we was dealt, let me talk more. It's feeling like you got Uno and gotta draw 4, but we still here to leave it all on the hardwood, shooting for the sky. Now that's what I call Star Wars. When I'm sad, still I smile often. This pain got emotions raw like wild caught scrimp. Got me thinking about Nin again. Emotional. Make sure you hold on to everybody close to you. That's what we supposed to do. Man, life's so short, so why we treat people like they all disposable? Make sure you cherish every minute you got. You never know when that minute will stop, but when it do, just remember this bop. Before your family or friends in the box, make sure you give them all the love that's inside. And though I know you in a better place, looking down from heaven's gates, really we should celebrate, cause you no longer suffering. I asked God to cover me, he gave me a covering. The more I go through life, it's like my purpose I'm discovering. Now I ain't gonna lie, I'm just gonna fly. I ain't have to make the song cry, I know I'm gonna cry. Now you with your wife, give a beautiful kiss. Got angel wings for your birthday, a beautiful gift.
Fire.
Rest in heaven, Grandpa Bates, I'ma miss you. Yeah. Hey, if you still got your loved ones in your life, make sure they know how you feel. Never let a day.
Man, we're gonna end it like that right there.
Go ahead, dig a hole, go and bury yourself. Try to eat up till the kill plate, bad for your health.